Hi everyone, Sandy Reese with StampinCrew.com. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator. Thanks for joining me today. We have a beautiful card that would be great for Mother's Day, but it's also perfect for birthdays or anything else that you need. Before I get started, just a reminder that tomorrow is the start of our new catalog, new online exclusives, and new kits. So lots of great things are coming. We also have a new starter kit special. So if you've been thinking about joining Stampin' Up!, now is a great time to do that. Okay, I'm gonna flip you down and we're gonna get started. Okay, so we'll be using the Words of Beauty bundle. This is an online exclusive. I love this. It has so many great sentiments you can use with any stamp set. This has dies that cut out just because. So we have 3 layers. So if you want to do the sentiment, then a shadow, and a bigger shadow, you could do all 3. Today we're just using the first 2. Also has 3 different size labels. We have a big just because, and you can stamp this and cut these out with the dies as well. But it has lots of different sentiments that you can use as well on the the little banners. We'll also be using the Brush with Beauty designer paper because that is one of my favorites. It's a carryover as well for now. Make sure to click subscribe so you don't miss out on future videos, and any orders placed with me of $50 or more before tax and shipping will get a set of that month's card class projects for free. So free stuff, always great. All right, let's get started. We're going with kind of a monochromatic. So we have vanilla, and then we have 2 of our pieces of designer paper. You could use either side. I made a card with both of these in class last month. So, you know, it's always fun to kind of switch things up, but we're going to keep it the same for this month. So before we get started on assembly, so we've cut pieces right here. That's kind of the base. We have a little bit of our twine, some vanilla twine. Then we have these 2 extra that we're going to cut, do our die cutting out of. So my detailed because is going to go on the early espresso, and then my background is going to go on the vanilla. And then if you're going to do I love you, or you're so something, or one of the smaller ones, because you could do you're so sweet, you are so kind. I'm going to do I love you. I need a Mother's Day card, so I'm going to use the small banner for that. If you want to do it's your birthday, or you're a great friend, I appreciate you, one of those longer ones, you want to use the longer, the younger one, or the younger, the longer one. That's the word I'm looking for, longer. Now, if you want, I think you're amazing, you've been on my mind, you'll want to use this wider, shorter but wider banner. My gosh. You know, sometimes it's hard getting up here and talking when you haven't talked to anybody all day. Okay, so let's pretend I die cut those. And this is how they come out. So we're going to go ahead and stamp on this little one that says, I love you. And I'm going to send this to my mom. Okay. I have another one I'm going to send to John's mom. Okay. I've got I love you there. And then for the inside, this one says, I think you're amazing, which is perfect for Mother's Day and birthday. Or anything, you could do it for Father's Day too. Wouldn't do the flowers, but something else maybe. Okay, so 1 color of ink. Now we're going to do some assembly. Okay, I'm going to, now when I do this on my card, it's a very thin scribble of glue. I tend to see people using a lot of thick glue. They're squeezing it, and they got a huge amount of glue on their paper. And what that does is make your card stiff because it has too much glue, or it makes it raise up and you can see the glue underneath your paper, the outline of the glue. So I just use a thin, that's why I go fast, because I'm using a very thin layer. I don't want it too thick. If it gets too thick, I just spread it out with the tip of my glue. All right, make sure all your little pieces are out of the centers. All right, now this one, it can be a little tricky, but we're going to just put little thin amounts of glue. We're not going to cover the whole thing. And if you have a glue pen, now you can use the two-way glue. There is a little glue pen you can buy that is not Stampin' Up, so I'm just going to say Walmart maybe. That's good for this because it's so small. All right, now this can kind of stretch when you take it out of the die, this brown one. So we're going to just start at one end and place it and press it as we go across. And that will help it to line up perfectly. Love that. I love die cut words. Anytime we can get die cut words, I'm like, count me in, because I love them. All right. You know what? I have some here. My dimensionals. I mean, by the end of class, the end of class for the month, my dimensionals are a mess. As you can see, we've got pieces cut out. It's been dropped in the ink. That's okay though. Dimensionals are dimensionals, and even when we get down to this point, I use them up. So nothing ever goes to waste. All right, so we're gonna put that there, and I'm gonna add the I love you. I'm gonna add mine over here. Now, if you're doing the long banner, it's almost the same length as the because, so I just put it right under and have the because kind of coming over the edge of it. All right, now I've cut a piece of the vanilla baker's twine. It's about just over 14 inches long. So I'm going to cut this in half, leave it doubled, and just tie a bow. With both strings, and make a nice little double bow. And kind of pull it so we're all even. And if you have a little longer ends, you can cut those off, the little tails. All right, let's grab a glue dot. Whoop. All right, stick that right on that glue dot. Peel it off. Whoop, the other glue dot's sticking to me. And I'm just gonna kind of put it right there. You can put it wherever you want. And then I have a few of these little kind of vanilla natural matte dots. These are carried over as well. That's a scoring tool, not a pick tool. And then I'm just going to add a couple of these. I'm going to put them on the stripes so they're a little easier to see. If you want to use, you know, something more blingy or some pearls, whatever you want to use is great. All right, I hope you enjoyed our project today. It's just a lovely Mother's Day card. Or you could send it, I like to send Mother's Day and Father's Day cards to my kids who are parents too, so this would be great for them. And I just put, you're doing an amazing job. All right, thanks everybody for stopping by. Make sure to click subscribe, and I will see you all next time. Bye everyone.